The Keystone Pipeline XL is a proposed project to get oil sands out of Canada. This 36-diameter pipeline will be laid 3 to 4 feet underground and stretch all the way from Hardisty in Alberta, Canada to Steel City, Nebraska, and eventually to ports in Houston, Texas. This pipe has the capacity to move 830,000 barrels of oil out of Canada every day. Tar sands are a combination of sand, water, clay, and bitumen, but cannot be pumped from the ground in their natural state. After it has been mined using open-pit mining techniques, it is transported to an extraction plant where it is treated with a hot water process to separate the bitumen and remove salt.
These images from NASA's Landsat satellites shows the growth of the surface mines around the Athabasca River between 1984 and 2011.
Since the pipeline will cross international borders, it needs presidential approval to be put into action, but there are many factors affecting this decision. The pipeline has the potential to increase the U.S.'s energy independence, create jobs, and stimulate the economy. Big oil companies are also pushing this to pass because it will greatly increase their profits. On the other hand, environmentalists are doing everything they can to stop construction of the Keystone XL because it could have some very detrimental effects on the environment. Laying the pipe would have immediate repercussions on the land it will cross over. Also, there is a threat of spills. A spill would be especially poisoning over the Ogallala Aquifer, the largest freshwater source for almost 2 million people. Long-term consequences of extracting and utilizing the tar sands are even worse. Making this oil available will increase our dependence on fossil fuels, and burning them will only emit more greenhouse gases, and in turn speed up global warming. The dispute between environmentalists, big industry, economists, and the presidential decision has led to a lot of conflict. Big oil companies are advertising propaganda like this to gain as much support as they can for the Keystone.
Of new discoveries and new recovery techniques have the potential to greatly reduce, possibly eliminate, our dependence on foreign oil. The Bakken Formation in Montana, North and South Dakota, contains a conservative estimate of 4.3 billion barrels of oil. The Keystone Pipeline could move that oil to refineries in America. Construction of the pipeline will produce over 340,000 American jobs over the next 4 years in a $7 billion project funded entirely by private industry to produce something America really needs: a reliable, stable source of energy produced
Meanwhile, environmentalists are showing how they oppose the pipeline in a completely different way. Protesters have made public displays of nonviolent resistance to get attention of the media, the president, and the world to try and inform them about the damage this pipeline will do.
Tar sands. The protesters then unfurled a black tarp, and about 50 people lay down on the sidewalk, creating a human oil spill. Several hundred protesters locked themselves to the White House fence after being arrested by security. Here are some of the voices from the protest.
Hundreds of young people, probably going to be over 1,000 on the march, all came here from all over the country, 42 states, to show President Obama that Keystone XL is not okay, that it is not in our natural interest, and that we need to reject that pipeline and keep the tar sands in the ground.
We're here to show President Obama and Secretary Kerry that the Keystone XL is not a good move. We do not approve of it.
Taking into consideration both the environmental and economic viewpoints, I decided that the risks greatly outweigh the benefits. We need to protect the environment. First, we should focus on conservation, reducing our consumption and increasing efficiency so that we don't necessarily need the pipeline. To keep the economy stimulated and create jobs, we have to put the time, energy, and funding that would have gone into the pipeline instead towards improving and implementing renewable energy sources like solar, wind, and hydro.